So in a previous video, we looked at Pythagoras' theorem, and we gave you like my modified version of it that says the long side equals the square root of one side squared plus the other side squared. Now, what happens though, okay, because I've got a long side, don't forget that's always the one that's opposite the right angle, and then I've got these two other sides, okay? This was my formula that we started with, but what happens if I actually want to know the length of one of the sides, not the long side, one of the other sides? We just take our formula, nice little easy little swap around here, and I take these two, the long and the side, and I just swap them, okay? So now the length of one of the other sides equals the long side squared, but I have to change the plus to a minus. Don't forget to do that. So it actually becomes side equals the square root of the long side minus the other side squared. Right? So it's pretty similar to the first one, just a little swap around. Swap the first side and the long and change the plus to a minus. And you're good to go. Now we can use that formula to solve the problem. So looking at this triangle, it's a right angle triangle. I'm given the length of the long side. It's one of the short sides that I don't have. So I'm going to use my second formula. Side equals. Now let's substitute in the things that we know. I know that the long side is 5 centimeters. So I'm going to put the 5 squared. Don't forget this becomes a minus for this one. So if we're finding a short side, it's minus, not a plus. And the other side, which is this one over here, the 3 goes in there. So my side length, the unknown side, is the square root of 5 squared minus 3 squared. You can put that in your calculator. I'll go through and do it step by step. 5 squared is 25 and 3 squared is 9. 25 minus 9 is 16, and when I square root that, I get a value of 4. So the length of the unknown side in this case was 4 centimeters. Let's try another example, once again, this time with some decimals, but the process is still exactly the same. Taking my modified version, I've got the side equals the square root of the long side squared minus the other side squared. So let's put in the things that we know. I don't know this side, that's the one we're going to find out. Okay. My formula says I take the long side and I square it. Remember, the long side is always the one that's opposite the right angle. So 12.1 squared minus the other side squared, 3.5 squared. And once again, you can pop that straight in your calculator, and when you go through, you'll get an answer of this. Now, this is 11.5827. That's too many decimal places. I'm going to round that to 1 decimal place because the other sides were given to me in 1 decimal place. So the length of the unknown side, using our modified version of Pythagoras' theorem, is 11.6 kilometers. You guys are awesome.